learn more about medicines. Help anyone else. Press the person down. Got plenty of glass. Take them. Collectible blood. That's an addiction. Huh. Interesting. Where the other one goes now? Where'd that lead me to? It seemed to feed on each other as well. These creatures. These poor bastards.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Solve me rap, bro.
This is despicable.
Spring.
Peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Show me what you got. If I sell some of this here, bracelet. Oh wait, yeah.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Interesting.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Oh,
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
alright.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Do I get medicine for that? I got medicine for that. Nice. Alright.
You still want more from Christina?
When we spent the night together, my wallet went missing.
Are you calling me a thief? I don't have your stupid wallet.
I know you. You're a nice girl. Can't we solve this amicably?
No, I don't think so. And if you think you know me just because we shared the bed together, you're just a lousy and arrogant journalist.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Let's get London.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Exactly.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
I see.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Interesting.
Tell me, Clayton.
Tell me.
Do you really think this young woman stole your wallet?
Christina? Yes. I recently met her. A nice girl, despite her questionable conduct.
How exactly did you meet Christina?
During my investigation, I offered my hotel room to her to rest and get away from the street.
And what happened?
The next morning, my wallet and my watch had disappeared. I suppose that's what you get for being a good Samaritan.
If you are going to sleep with a lady of the night, Clayton, I would advise you to be cautious.
I can't really be mad at her, though. She's just trying to survive. She doesn't have many options.
Interesting.
Was it wise to become so intimate with a woman you were supposed to interview, Clayton?
Maybe it was. But I have learned to look for the inner truth and beauty in people.
You're alright.
You're right. I know little of your situation. What can you tell me about Christina?
She's very sensitive. So nostalgic about her country. I saw her cry once because she'd lost a precious souvenir from her homeland.
What was it?
A scarf her brother gave her before she came to England.
Why are you so concerned? You seem to have something on your mind, Mr. Darby.
That we could make peace if I could find it and give it back to her. But I'm afraid she lost the scarf somewhere during her night shift.
Interesting.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
It's like he's telling me it's locked, alright. Get it, it's locked. Wish I no more. Join the army. Get a bunk, a bed, 3 square meals. Alright. 3 square meals a day? Yeah, sure, square meals. Whatever the hell that means.
Maybe a bottle, and I'll I'm cheap and
Cheap and clean. Sounds like what I want to hear.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on then. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
Yeah, do you know?
I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Well, fatigue is how you
How
feel.
do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Got a place to go home.
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you,
Yeah,
why
why
don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr.
Yeah,
Reed.
right.
It's the living I'm afraid of.
Yeah, you're afraid of disease, death, kid. Trust me. Don't try to tour it around.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Don't mind if I take your shit. Don't mind if I take your stuff here around your nose. After all, you just invited me into your home. Hey. You just had me do a job at the docks, huh? You just sits at the docks. Right, see. I'm gonna find some doctors. At least some more plants that make some better medicine.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe
Who is
Peterson's son, but Colossus Joe the most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
This can help. Like a doctor.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards.
Yeah, tell me.
But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Alright, call him my best friend. Really? I work for
Why
the
do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Harry doesn't seem...
I've always...
You really love...
He's my
Oh, okay.
Goodbye, Mr.
That's
Peterson.
weird. Goodbye, dude.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. Saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. And these days, he's just another thug.
What's his story?
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Spares can be a poison.
Without making excuses for him. It's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, haven't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody will be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What the boys, huh?
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Goodbye.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
It's a ground a little bit more. Who is this merchant? Is that the one
Time to
lady again?
pay, one way or another.
Yeah, you.
Good evening, sir.
Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
I see.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
She treated you?
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
Okay. I got one.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Yeah, fine.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
You always seem so happy.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Definitely.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
No, things are black and white.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I have no interest in money.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, saved lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swambra shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence?
Yeah, what's happening
People
here?
are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
Makes sense.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan.
Yeah,
And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
I don't believe even you deserve such a cruel fate, though you have tested my patience beyond its limit.
Glad to hear. Nice to know there's another civilized individual in these parts. Not like those bloody savages.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Let's get moving. Ooh, spring. I wonder if I'll put my upgrade my weapons now. There we go. Is there a dead fellow? Sorry, sir. Dad, no need for these such trinkets anymore. Nice. There's a vampire. Vampire?
It's locked.
Alright, time to keep moving then.
I have this thirst for blood. It's locked, all right.
Off near the side. Alright, let's go look around then. Alright, guess we'll keep moving then.
Effectiveness has been proven by many.
Stevens working nearby. We distribute blood this
It's locked.
It's locked on from the other side.
Perhaps I should look into it.
I came this way before? Yeah, I came in through here.
I will return later.
This house is empty.
It's locked, all right.
There got more springs. I thought I could do smoke race now, actually.
civilians allowed.
Alright.
Are you bloody stupid?
I'm moving away. That's good.
I'll send you back in a...
Ah, yes, Jesus. The crossbows, that usually scares me away.
The safer place is to
It's an
be
Yes. So that rods, huh? Why I won't throw those away beyond me. Show you so they're still useful. Pills. Where am I? Moved to the west end, looks like it. Or there's West Chapel.
I cannot enter.
Quarantine. Back off. Quarantine. You guys can't go in quarantine zones yet until I do something about it, probably. I want to say cure, but most likely put say I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. I know what to do if I get sick and stuff. I'm a doctor. Gotcha, you pricks. Blood sample. unused hatchet. I'll use hatchet. Let's see here. Perfect hatchet.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside.
There's a letter inside.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Let's get way open those doors while actually being down there. Vampire. Vampires.
Not a good place for a stroll.
I'll mess with them later. And I'll explore a little bit more. Yes, more blood samples. Not sure if I'm supposed to fight those beasts already or not, but I'll find them. I'm a fighter.
Step away, sir.
Alright, I will. Ain't worry about me. Before I do any of that, restore someone else's life there. Oh, okay then. sent something.
Maybe it's time to see it. I should never have taken up my father's business.
Oh, nice.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your...
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Huh. See, talk to Joe real quick.
You again? What do you want this time?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I'll talk to him later about that. I'm not sure we're gonna destroy his little happy world yet. He really loves his son. Well, the person thought to be his son, but still, he loves him. He made some stupid decisions, but... doing it. Nah. Alright, go to the room first. Back to my nap.
You look so
Alright. Oh, so it's back there, obviously. Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, that works.
Maybe a bottle and I'll stick.
Please, I don't have your money.
Alright. Shooting with immense embrace. Linked to blood quality. Fatigue. Covering. Fatigue. Migraine. Alright, so well, 3 fatigues then. 3 fatigues, alright. Do some medical work. I'm gonna find. I'm gonna talk to that bishop soon.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure.
Even my
dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered.
Could be worse.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
Can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
I was
man?
young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Nah, they'd still be worried about it.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I like books.
I like books.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
That's not. Oh yeah, first her. I'll leave you at her.
Good evening, Christine.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
No offense, honestly.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Talking from experience?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Christina, have you...
I don't like Doctor.
Yeah.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Yeah.
Did you steal Clayton Darby's wallet? Tell me the truth, Christina.
Of course I stole it. But I never thought he would come back to look for it.
Why did you do it? He seems to trust you.
For a time I thought he was different from other men. In the end, he just wanted to sleep with me. Same as the others.
Perhaps Clayton is different. Maybe you two should talk. A conversation couldn't hurt.
I know what I am and what people call me. I sleep with men for money. If I can accept that, why can't he? No. My future is with the ones I love, not with Clayton Darby.
The ones you love? The money you stole is not for you, then?
My brother is still in our hometown in Romania. I am the
Romania.
only one who can buy him a ticket to England.
Do you want to come to England?
Tell me, Christina, is it worth risking your health
Is
and
it?
your life for your brother's safety?
He's the only family I have left. I had to leave Romania without him. I can't be happy until he is near me again.
I understand your concern. I spent many months away from my family when I served on the front line in France.
Every time I write to him, I fear I won't receive an answer. It kills me to know he is still there.
Other things too.
England is perhaps not the best place in the world to live at the present time.
Presents.
Are you certain it's worth the sacrifice?
You think you know it all because you fought in the war. But my brother is no soldier.
I know. We all understand the risks to soldiers, but we don't necessarily recognize the civilian casualties caused by these conflicts.
Yes, wars are decided by rich men who will never take the risk of being shot, raped, or maimed.
Goodbye,
See you
miss.
later.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Alright. Yeah. Let's see what this priest has a battle about.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
We're interrupting, you're just
Father Tobias
Just saying
Whitaker
it,
is
you know.
always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
I don't like her.
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Yeah, sure.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Really? Communist resistant in her country? Huh. Interesting. Interesting, I guess.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city.
Oh, well,
Answers about the
Armageddon,
hidden
sir.
truth.
I'm listening.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
What's your plan
Really?
then?
And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No,
What is left then?
cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what
Tell me,
exactly
Tobias.
is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More
Oh,
than
yeah,
once
sure.
the city has risen from
Says
the
that, and
ashes.
that you know, you're
hardened
wondering why he's in
and
hell from
purified
fire
by
when
the
God
flames.
should be lifting him up high in heaven. As usual, some people think like that. I say all of them do. But so like God will recognize his own, hoping they're one of them. Just reminds me of the damn Monarch one when he came busting to Phantom's place after finally becoming a registered villain of the guild. Kill everyone! God will recognize his own! But where do you put the limits?
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop?
Where do you
Burn
stop?
the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Interesting. Yet not more than a fraud.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible
Troubled
times?
time.
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where do you send?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
And Samuel's dead. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, your friend Samuel's dead. Yeah.
I have had enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I had enough of your madness. Good day, sir. Give me it. suppose this was smart too. Yeah, but not. Wait, even know those things were here. Those fuckers. That's the same as Dark Souls feel this game. Quarantine. Right there? Jeez. Stay home. Alright, pro tip for anybody, it's click A on everything, or just click on everything. If it looks like your whole sun, click it. What are you doing?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Fellow poet. What are you doing here?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Not afraid of epidemic.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
True.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposures.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
I like it.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in the city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Very odd.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Alright. Cold, alright. I'll fix that.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
My dear doctor.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you have an example?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
I see. I'll leave you.
I'll
to
leave
it.
you alone, sir.
Yeah, I'll leave you alone. Very much alone, sir. Ask you something real quick.
Good evening, Mr. Nivicott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Can I be of any help, sir?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Alright, let's see. Which artist? Which artist? That's rare.
When she was younger, my mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were and how she helped them.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Going down there.
Are you aware?
But this is where...
Yeah.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Yeah, fairly kind of despite.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
I'll leave you alone. Good sir. And you, madam. Who are you?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Ah, she's mute.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
He used to be talking about then. Oh, the accent, he's lost his voice. It says the accent, he lost his voice. Now he's mute. But, yeah, he's still a chatterbox. Damn it, I knew it. Sing stuff or something.
You've been defeated. You have been defeated.
I can do it. I can beat him. demon again. Oh, but being immortal, that sucks. I'm strong enough, I can handle it. It reminds me of the when you rest, like things move forward. It reminds me when at the end there, Fable 3. But to be honestly, that's how it feels. Some people, I didn't realize it, but I can't realize ahead of time. So I can't do some things. Alright, come on. Let's do this. What time is it now? About only 2:20. Okay, around maybe Tuesday or 3 else stuff. And hit the hay. I want to stay up too late again. I need to put some models together, at least one model. I need to put them together, at least somewhat. Not fully together, but just enough. What the hell? Why are there big dudes like you? There are no big dudes out in the real world. Alright, I can do this. I got the rest. The night is long. The night is long and I rest to do.
Stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
This man stunned me. It's not good news. Like earlier. Oh, Vampyr! State your business. Let's see, where's the other bodies? He's an asshole. Alright. Alright. Knew it. Of course, the grenade had to fucking hit me, or just knows like, oh, rubber red right here. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, computer machine, your front grenade shit. Oh, I'm talking to you. I want to blow my back because I want them to. Alright. Ah, Jesus. Oh. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay. Gotta do all that again? Oh, man. Okay, I'll do it. But this time I gotta do it right. Of course. Why? I don't know. Because I'm an idiot. Probably. Probably not. Where's the guy's fucking truth? Not strong enough? I know you tricked me. You want me to take the moment to rest? I can do it. I can fucking do it. Just gotta fucking do it. Alright. Who damaged me at all? That there was some glitch there. Bash it out. Come on. I got things to do. People in the mud. I got things to do with people in the mud. So he's not here though. Weird. I think it's the boss's son. Let's look around it. I don't have to go that way right away. It seems to be like a fighting area somewhat. This area is congested. Same hurry up the left two. So those guys not doing their job. Maybe I should have tracked them down there. Yeah, I'll do that later. Bullets, yes. Got a hideout? Anything down there? Nothing like it. Wider means is the saving. Okay, good. Okay, I remember now. Hell. Stupid thing! Oh, Bradley, fight down. Oh, hell. Should have seen him. Totally forgot about him. Still don't know what to do now. Let's bring them all to there. Let them deal with it. Let my enemies deal with my enemies. You know? I have to be the first to fight them. Did I go again?
This is no place for you, sir. Hey, I'm talking to you.
Ready to come get me?
Steady, boys, we've got one of them!
more than Vampyr, huh?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Can't believe you're more of a vampire, neither can I. Neither can I, sir. I can't be an immortal vampire myself. Or near immortal. You know, can't go out of the sun anymore and, you know, stay to our heart and probably kill us. Totally out of his range.
All right, time to make some more of that miracle stew. Where is the burner?
Is he blind? He's got to be blind.
Ouch, shit. Ow. Shit, no more chlorine. Well, the next batch will be a little less miraculous, that's all.
Despite his blindness.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
Migraine, huh? have you know is I just saved your ass from all this infection here. Do you not hear? Oh, stairs screaming those things downstairs? No? You must have gone deaf too and blind. Seriously.
Sorry, sir, no admittance. Are you dead? Alive, Watch out!
Larger prey. Let's use the area for now. Yeah, damn, it says enemy summon certain enemy respawn at their death. It is tied like Dark Souls, so with more story. I could be wrong. I'm not sure how to label this game, but it's quite fun. Danny, what I said.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation?
Yeah, sure.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Do you know that Christina is hoping to pay for her brother to travel to England in the near future?
I see. No, she didn't tell me that. But that explains many things.
Do you believe she will ever see her brother again?
As long as the war rages in Europe, I'm afraid her chances of seeing her brother again are slim to none.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
As long as the war rages on south first, you won't. Which way was to the medical stand of mine?
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Mr. Bates.
Evening, Doctor.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane.
Ah, yeah.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
I might actually suck his blood. Is there a good place? Is there a spot where nobody can disturb me? You know what? I'll wait a bit. He's only 1,002, so I'll wait a bit. I am coming back for him though. Yes, I'll come back for him. Loading, loading, loading. First loading scene we ever got in my game. So loading like this, never for a conversation. Oh now, game, oh now. Oh, I broke it. I think I broke it.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Swanborough cordial can be the answer to
All my problems. Isn't it now?
all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lovey.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Let's explore the city more before I do anything drastic. Hopefully find a doctor that sells more medical supplies and stuff. Maybe I have to wait a little bit for that.
It's locked.
This is no place for a gentleman.
Good chaps, yeah. Helping to fight that horrible beast. One of those things fight each other too. I want to find out. I can't break through this thing. I'm a vampire. It's pretty good. But then again, I'm a born vampire, so. Fuck. Alright. Alright. Alright, what else is doing now? Oh yeah, exploring. Exploring my town.
Over there! Another them birds!
Doesn't look like I could take those things on. Let's keep exploring tonight. It's not like daylight's gonna come up anytime soon. We're gonna take those guys on. Alright, we're gonna walk in that room and save it real quick. I'm gonna try to take them on. There's that one quest.